Before we begin diving deeper into information about the energy body, I would like to let you know whether this information is true or not and where it's coming from. First of all information is true. Everything that is known to us is true. So I'm not here to deny or question other information and say that only I know the truth. Because truth is not a static constant. It also doesn't belong to anyone. Truth is the information and is the energy. And it's constantly evolving and growing out of its own self. Where does this information come from, or how am I able to have access to it? What I'm sharing is my perception of what exists and evolves. As I return and preserve enough energy, I'm developing ability to have new perception of existing data. For example, in this video, I will introduce you to a new definition of karma. But it's not actually new, it's a new version of karma. Or my perception of karma that I was able to access. We already know what is karma from books and philosophy. However, we cannot continue to dwell in old perceptions. Perceptions define ways. If you want to change your way, change your perception. If you want to change your perception, regain your energy. And tomorrow you will be able to download a new angle of karma. Because, hey, karma will never be defined fully. It will never reach its complete final point where we can say, okay, that's it. This is the final definition. This is what karma is. And it's just like you. You will never arrive to a final understanding of who you are. There is no bottom or end in this process. And this is the whole point of evolution, to shift and expand perception of reality and of yourself. And the possibilities are infinite. There are no boundaries of this expansion. After all, real death is to be stuck in old ways of thinking and judgments. So, I have received 3 questions on this topic of energy body here on YouTube channel. As I will start sharing this information, I believe these questions will be answered. Here are the questions. How to differentiate my energy from others as an empath? How to release trauma from energy body? How to release ancestral karma from energy body? So let's begin. There are 3 main types or sources of energy for each one of us. You, me, and other living beings. Humans and non-humans. First is inherited. Second energy is gained. Third energy is gifted. Inherited means that volume of energy that was passed down to you through your DNA, or we can also label it as ancestral energy. Your parents, your grandparents, they all contributed something. Embryological development, family patterns, similarities in the way you look and behave, and so on. This energy was like a kickstart for you to pop like a seed in this physical world. Gained energy, the second type, is that which you have been collecting by yourself through all your human and non-human experiences. So For example, as you are living right now, you are evolving, right? You gain knowledge, experience, you learn skills and create new memory. So think of when you die, will this all achievement disappear into nothing or abyss? No, it will be segregated in all your subtle bodies, and the energy that you generated will be stored somewhere as well. So let's call this energy bank account. After all, the only true currency that really exists is energy. It also means that all those prior incarnations you had generated certain volume of energy. And right now it is there, stored for you. And the purpose is for you to use it. It's your own, well earned. It belongs fully to you. It has no connection to your DNA or family, because you have lived in many families and many countries. So in reality, you don't really belong to any certain culture or ancestry. The third type of energy is gifted. It's the universal source of energy. You can call it God or creator or cosmos, whatever. There was a moment when everything began the process of development. I do not refer to the Big Bang here, okay? Because there was something before the Big Bang. However, there was some highest form of consciousness that has invested or gifted you the very first drop of the energy that allowed you to continue until now. Otherwise, we all won't be able to exist. It's our first primordial source of energy. And each one received a tiny drop of very powerful and infinite energy. Now let's look at this scheme from different perspective, where cone is a great shape to explain it, and this cone represents any human. Here you can see that ancestral or inherited energy is only a little tip of the iceberg. The gained energy is obviously larger than inherited, and the size difference really means it's more powerful, more potent. This is where your abilities reside. And then the gifted is even larger, which means its abilities are even more limitless, something that we cannot comprehend through five sense physiology and human mindsets. Human physical body and physical life are related to this tiniest part of the cone. Though it may seem to any of us that this life you are living now is so great and huge and important, with all your human desires, passions, habits, routines, relations, and aspirations, human ego exaggerates this level in such a way that it seems to us that nothing else matters, nothing else is important, and nothing else exists. It's the only thing we know through our physical experience and perception. However, it's just a tiny grain of a sand comparing to two other levels. At the same time, it holds the opening key to deeper levels. And here I would like to highlight word deeper. In order to grow, we need to go deeper, not higher. Because in the spiritual and esoteric community, there is this false perception of growth, that we need to go higher, somewhere outwards, somewhere out there, as if this place is out of our reach. And so many people lose their grounding and presence because of such little but important misinterpretation. This cone can also be seen as an ocean, where waves surface is the superficial layer of what you know about yourself. Deeper waters hide more secrets and abilities. And finally, the bottom, which we can't even reach, is actually the source of life. Like in a real ocean on Earth, you know that the plankton and all tiny marine organisms live in unreachable depths of the ocean. And they are the main creators of the whole ecosystem and environment. Same here. Every human is like an individual ocean in own self. So at this point you can start shifting your perception that in order to grow, you need to go inwards, dive deep, turn towards the source or the seed from which you were made. And this going inwards is actual expansion. Because expansion inwards is limitless, expansion outwards is limited.